What's up, rock stars? Coach Betty Rocker here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's total body strength circuit. Now, what we're doing today is something called progressive overload. So as we work through the different rounds in this workout, you'll be invited to do less reps and add more resistance with each subsequent round. So if you have some assorted weighted objects of different amounts, that would be great. Go ahead and get those out. And if you don't, we'll just have you stick in that 8 to 12 rep range for each of the moves we do. Don't worry, it's just an option. It's something I love to do. It's called reverse pyramid training, and it's a great way to progress, especially if you're repeating the workout again as a part of a series. This workout today is actually part of a strength training series inside of Rock Your Life, my online home workout studio and women's fitness community, where we have amazing workout programs. And I just wanted to share this super fun workout because you can do it on its own, or of course you could come join us in Rock Your Life and do it as part of the series. Without further ado, all the other things that you're going to need are a little elevated surface so that you can do some box jumps with me and some space to move. Optionally, you might want to have a stretchy band handy. This is optional. And you may want to write down your moves. So I've got a little whiteboard out. You could have a piece of paper and a pen to just write down how much resistance you used, how many reps you did. That kind of thing can be really helpful so that you can track your progress. All right, let's get right into this workout. Romanian deadlift really primarily works the hamstrings and the glutes, so we don't do a ton of knee bending. We're gonna keep our legs fairly straight, but we're gonna start with our weight selection. I want you to select resistance that we're gonna warm up with, right? So we're gonna do the upper limit of like that 8 to 12 rep range, more like 12 reps. So I'll start out, really doesn't matter how much weight each of us are using. It's very subjective to each of us. But go ahead and grab whatever you think you could do more reps with. That's a great thing to do when we're starting a workout out. Get your feet set up about hip distance apart, shoulders rolled back and down in their sockets, core braced, and we're gonna hinge our hips. Send your hips back, keeping your weights in close to your shins, coming to a flat back, keeping the shoulders back. So just pause here briefly. Check in with your core. If your back is arched, tuck it down. And then use the strength of your glutes and press your hips forward. Once again, press your hips back, bracing your core as you come down, keeping the weighted objects in close. Come back up. You'll feel a stretch in your hamstrings as you hinge your hips or press your hips back. And you'll feel your glutes working and activating as you press your hips forward. Keep those shoulders back in their sockets, keep your core braced, and count your reps to yourself. It's fine if the weight you've chosen enables you to get more than 12 reps. This is your warm-up set. It's not something to really worry about. It's just an opportunity to calibrate. Where are we at? Could we do more reps? I'd like you to be in that, about 12 rep range. If you've chosen a weight where you're like, I can only do 10, it's all good. Sometimes you don't have every single option available, so just use what you've got. We're just calibrating. So keep up the great work with keeping that core nice and engaged as you press your hips back, and then you're gonna press your hips forward. Very important to keep the weighted objects really in close to your body to protect your lower back. If they're floating out in front of you like this, as you go up in weight, you're gonna have some strain in your back. So let's dial it in from the start. I've got 2 reps to go. Squeeze your glutes as you come up and press your hips forward. Last one. And then you can go ahead and set your weighted objects aside. Write down how much weight you used for that first set and how many reps you did. We'll move on to our next move, which is a glute bridge with a chest fly. So once again, we're gonna be going down the pyramid. So if you have the opportunity to choose weights that you feel you could definitely do at least 12 of these reverse flies, and we'll be laying on our back, go ahead and select that now. Or if you don't feel like you're sure, just grab anything that's light enough for you to do a good number of reps. If you have a stretchy band, feel free to put it around your legs. And we'll go ahead and meet on our back with our knees bent, pressing our lower back down into the mat, finding that blueberry spine, core braced. Gently press your legs out if you have the stretchy band and lift up into a glute bridge. From here, press your hands straight up over your chest. Holding your hips up in the air, we're going to go ahead and lower our arms down to the side and then press them back together above our chest. Use control as you come down and out, and feel the strength of your chest as you fly and press your arms in together. Your hips may want to start sagging. Don't let them do that.
keep count of your reps. Our goal is that 12-ish range, right? So it might be 10 or 11, it might be 14, it's all good. Just count your reps. And remember, this is our warm-up set, right? So we're just giving our body a chance to get warmed up with this resistance. Great work. You can breathe in as you come down, breathe out as you come up. Hold that glute bridge. Great work. Hang in there. Last two for me. This is subjective to you. You don't need to do the exact same reps as me. I want you to listen to your body. You'll know when you need to stop because you'll start to feel like you're losing your form, and that's when you kind of want to give it a rest. So I'm going to set those weighted objects off to the side, write down how many reps I did, how much weight I used, and we'll move on to our next move, which is a hinged underhand row. This is a great move to strengthen our back. So the underhand means we're gonna have our palms facing out. The hinge just means we're gonna be in this 45-degree bend with a flat back, and we're gonna just row up. So if you have a barbell, you're welcome to use that. But remember, we're gonna be doing progressive overload and reverse pyramid. So we're gonna start with that lighter weight, higher rep range. So we'll go ahead and find something that we're pretty sure we can definitely do 12 reps of in that underhand grip. Feet are about hip distance apart, shoulders back and down, core braced, hinge to 45 degrees, palms face away from your knees, and then you're just gonna draw your elbows up and back. Remember, your head and neck should remain upright, in line with your spine. Count your reps. Feel the work happening between your shoulder blades. This is such a wonderful counterbalance to your chest exercises. We always want to get that posterior chain involved and strengthen it deliberately. Great work. Count your reps. Remember, we want that upper limit of the 12 rep range for this first set. Great work. I got about two more. You do you, baby. Come on. Great job. When you're done, always bend the knees to set down your weighted objects. Record your weight, record your reps. And we're gonna go back through those three moves for our second round. Now this second round, if you have weighted object options, I invite you to try to incrementally go a little heavier in your resistance, because I want you to try to drop down to more like in the 10 rep range this second set for all three of these moves. So take a look at what you used for your last set, and we're going to be going down to 8 reps in our next set. So if you don't have a ton of options and you're more in the 8 rep range this time, no worries. You did a warm-up set, that's great. See what you've got that you could increase your resistance with for this second set. And I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna pick whatever I think I can do. So we're gonna start with these deadlifts. So we stand with our feet hip distance apart, shoulders back and down, core braced, head and neck up, proud queens, all of you. And let's press our hips back, keeping our legs fairly straight, weighted objects staying close to the shins, and then we press our hips forward, core is braced, and powerfully come up. Now it's fine if you've not calibrated perfectly. Just do your reps with good form. That's what really matters. You'll have a slight bend in your knees, soft bend, but this is not a conventional deadlift where we have a deep bend in the knees. This is a Romanian deadlift, so we have fairly straight legs because we're really focused on hamstring engagement in this one. Great job. Hinge and press. More like 10 reps in this set. You got this. It's fine if what you've selected enables you to go higher in reps. Just do what you've got. Good. Last one for me. When you're done, excuse me, put your weighted objects down. Maybe you want to grab some water. I think I swallowed a bug. Extra protein. Drinking my Rock and Restore, put some collagen in there. Awesome. And we'll move on to our banded glute bridge chest fly. Once again, we're going to look for the opportunity to increase our weight a little bit, go down in our reps, going down to about 10 reps potentially. Again, just do your best with whatever resistance objects you have. I'm going to use my little band again. I'm gonna check to see how much resistance I used last time and see if I can incrementally go a little higher in resistance. So bend those knees, lay down on your back, press your lower back down into the mat, engaging your core. Bring your arms up overhead, and we're gonna open up the arms and then press our palms back in together. Lift your glutes up off the mat into that bridge and continue your flies. Squeeze your glutes. Powerfully squeeze those arms together, working the chest. Great work. Stay focused. Going for 10. It's fine if you don't have a ton of options. Maybe you're just gonna get 8 this set. Maybe you're still at 12. It's all good. Do what you can with what you got. Keep those hips lifting. When you get to your 10 reps, you can go ahead and set your weighted objects aside, lowering your hips down, recording your work, recording your weight. And I can't even read my handwriting. Come on up, reset, and we'll take a look at what we want to do for our hinged underhand row for our second set. We've got plenty of time today. There's a lot of spaciousness with this workout. There's no need to rush through it. And in fact, the heavier we go in weight, the more recovery period we really want to take. So we want to give those muscles a chance to replenish, reset. So don't feel like you have to rush anything. Right, so we're gonna try for 10 of the hinged underhand rows. So see if you can go up and weight this set. We're gonna try for 10 reps. Here we go, shoulders back, core brace, and the hips back. And then we're gonna just power up with those elbows. Good. Count your reps. Breathe. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. When you get to the top of your rep range, bend the knees to set your weighted objects down. Write down how much weight you used, how many reps you did. And we're gonna go through this again. Super fun. Now we're gonna go down the pyramid. So now we're gonna hit 8 reps with each of these moves. So I want you to, once again, look for an opportunity to increase the amount of resistance that you're using so that you're really at that lower end of the rep range. And don't worry if you're hitting 6 or you're hitting 10 still. It's all good. I just want you to have the opportunity to play around with changing the amount of resistance that you're using with a really good idea of how to calibrate that. So starting with those Romanian deadlifts, we're gonna start with our resistance chosen to try to get more closer to the 8 rep range. Stepping out, feet about hip distance apart, shoulders back and down, core braced. Press the hips back, keeping the back flat, weighted objects in close to the shins, soft bend in the knees, come back up, squeeze the glutes, straight back. Now, you may be working with a barbell for these and progressively, incrementally adding weight to your bar, and that works great as well. You're gonna have another opportunity in our 4th set to do another low rep, high weight set. Great job. Count your reps. There's no need to rush these. Doing great things for your bone density, for your muscle tissue. All the moves that we do are just so effective because we're doing them with intention, with good form. It's just really fun to challenge the body in new ways. When you get to around 8 reps, if you feel fatigued, you can stop. If you're like, I could still do like 5 more, go ahead, do some more reps. This is your workout. When you're done, we're gonna set the weighted objects down. Take a quick breather. Move back into our banded glute bridge chest fly. Go ahead and record how much weight you use for that last move for the deadlifts. take a look at your chest fly. Now, in my last set of chest flies, I was really struggling to get to 10 with the amount of weight that I had. And if I had like the incremental weight or dumbbell that went up 2.5 pounds, then I might go up in weight right now. But since I was really struggling and I only have a weight that goes up 5 pounds, I'm gonna stick with the one I used in the last set so that I can control the movement and feel confident. So you have a lot of options with this type of training. You don't have to hit the exact number of reps just because I say this is what we're doing. You can work with what you got. That's what I'm doing. That's what I want for you. So again, we're gonna work towards the 8 reps, but if you're still around 10 reps, because that's the best choice you have for weight, great. If you wanna be closer to 6 reps and go heavier, be my guest. Let's start out by engaging blueberry spine, pressing the lower back down as if there were a blueberry under that apex of our lower back. Lift the glutes up, option to use that stretchy band around your knees, which I forgot to put on, but it's all good, I'm flossing. Arms come up, straight up overhead. We come out to the side and we press everything together. Out to the side, press everything together. Great job. Breathe in as you come down. Breathe out as you come up. Keep those glutes engaged. Keep your core braced. Awesome job. Our goal is 8 reps here. You got this. Lowering it down. Setting the weights aside. We're going to record our work, record how much resistance you used for that last set. And we'll move into our hinged underhand row. When you're ready, give yourself a quick break. Think about how amazing your strong body is. How awesome that we get to do these workouts together. I just always really look forward to working out. It's awesome. All right, so this is another opportunity for the hinged underhand row. We're gonna look for an opportunity to go up in resistance. We're gonna try to hit closer to the 8 rep range this time. And of course you can stick with the weight you used the last set if you don't have an incremental step up, or if you were comfortable there. That is awesome. Just checking to see what I got. Okay. Step your feet out to about hip distance, core brace, shoulders back, hinge your hips back, and row those elbows back. Palms face forward. Head and neck are in a nice neutral position. We have a braced core, protecting our back. Awesome job. Getting around 8 reps here. When you're done, stand tall. Bend your knees to set down your weighted objects. Record the amount of resistance that you used and how many reps you did. And we're going to go through that circuit a 4th time. Now, you're really going to feel confident in this 4th circuit, I think, because you've now done a lot of prep work to get here. If you're using barbells and you would like to use this as an opportunity to incrementally go to 6 reps and really, go up in weight for this 4th set, be my guest. I'm looking for an 8 rep range here for the 2nd time. I want to really finish and do what I did in the last set a 2nd time. I get the benefit of this wonderful breeze right now, which is cooling me off, and it has some other unexpected consequences. The video might be shaking, but these are the sacrifices we make to get to exercise outside, so I'm all good. We're going to go back to those Romanian deadlifts for our 4th round, and I'm going to use the same amount of resistance I used in the 3rd round because I was hitting those 8 reps with it. So that's what I'm going to cue you to do as well. So go ahead and find the perfect amount of resistance for yourself for this final set of these Romanian deadlifts. Looking for 8 reps or less. Shoulders back, core braced. Feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to press the hips back as we keep the back flat. Shoulders stay engaged. And we press the hips forward, squeezing the glutes at the top. Awesome job.
Count your reps. You got this. Stay focused. That's my last rep. See where you're at. This is your workout. Bending your knees to set your weighted objects down. Recording your work for your last set when you're ready. And I think I'll remember to use my band this last set for my glute bridges. Hi. Hi, little one. Go to your spot. Go to your spot, please. Go to your spot. Let's put our band around our knees if we're using it. You saw I was just fine without it in the last set. Now once again, I'm just going to stick with the same amount of resistance I did for my last two sets, just because that's all I have as far as incremental choices. So remember, this workout will work regardless of having all of the increments. It's just something to play with if you have the option. So I'm going to go ahead and set myself up, bending the knees, bracing the core, bringing the arms up above my chest, and then I'm going to lift my glutes up, gentle press out with my knees to engage the lateral glutes, and then we're going to lower the arms out to the side and then press them up together overhead. Great job. Count your reps. Looking for 8 reps here, or more or less, wherever you're at. It's all good. Don't let those hips sag. These are tough. When you get to your top of your rep range, go ahead and set your weighted objects off to the side. That was your last set of that move for today's workout. You can record your work. And we'll set up for our final move of our first circuit, which is the hinged underhand row. Give yourself a quick breather here in between before we move on. Maybe you want to do a little side stretching like I am. I just felt like my lower back wanted that. It would feel really good. Whew. Such an awesome full body workout today. I'm loving it. Thank you for joining me. It's a treat to get to train with you and to get to be outside in this beautiful place. Oh my gosh. Okay, last set, best set, hinged underhand row. Go ahead and choose your weighted objects. Once again, we're going for that 8 rep range. So I'm going to use the same amount of resistance I used in my last set. Stepping the feet about hip distance, bracing the core, palms face away from you, shoulders stay back. Hinge your hips back, keeping the back straight. And we're going to draw the elbows up and back, feeling the work happening between the shoulder blades. Great job. Going for 8. With good form. Whew. Last one for me. Bend the knees to set those weighted objects down. Let's record our work. And we're gonna get ready for our second circuit. Now in our second circuit, we've got KANG Squats, Arnold Press, and box jumps. So this is the one where you're gonna wanna have an elevated surface. Your Arnold squats, you can do standing or seated. And KANG Squats, one of my favorite moves. So we're gonna do 4 rounds of KANG Squats today and 3 rounds of the other 2 moves. As you progress in this series with me here in Rock Your Life, we're going to be adding more to this, so that I'm really glad you're keeping track of how many reps and how much weight you're using, because you're going to be able to look back at this and watch yourself get stronger, which is so awesome. All right, so for KANG Squats, we're going to start with that 12 rep range, and we're going to go down the pyramid while going up in weights. So however much resistance you think is good for you for a squat to that deadlift, let's go ahead and just try it out. You know, we're calibrating. It doesn't have to be perfect the first set. And I like sort of giving a chance to show my body where it's going with a lighter weight set anyway. So we'll grab some weighted objects, hold them at our sides, shoulders back and down, feet about hip distance apart, and then we're gonna squat it down as if we were sitting into a chair, keeping that back straight. And then from here, we're gonna send our hips up, coming into a deadlift position, bringing the weighted objects in close to our body, and then we're gonna stand tall. So you get to do 2 sets of deadlifts today. Go ahead and squat it down, hinge the hips, powerfully come up. Squat it down, hinge the hips, come on up. Nice job. Squat, hinge, power up. So we're down to that, I'm using definitely a lighter set than I'm gonna go up to, and this just feels really good. I feel like it's nice mobility for my joints and my knees as I go between a bent knee and a straight leg. Really focused on keeping those shoulders back, keeping a straight back. If you were to imagine that you had a broom handle along the back of your neck all the way down your back, that broom handle should be able to be flat on your back. So that's why we don't crank our neck up or look down. We want to keep our back really straight as we move through this. I've got about 2 to go. Great work. 1 more. Well done. When you're done, bend your knees, set your weighted objects down, record your work, and we'll set up for some Arnold presses. Now with the Arnold press, we have our elbows here and then we press overhead and we come back down, right? So it just looks like this. And you can choose, maybe you want to calibrate a little bit how much resistance you want to use. I'm going to do mine seated this first set just because it's comfortable. So you can stand for this as well. Straight back, get your arms up at a 90-degree bend. From here, come out, press overhead. In, press your elbows in, press your elbows out, press overhead. Don't let your back arch. I want about 12 reps here. Great job. Count your reps. Keep breathing. When you're done, place your weighted objects down and out to the side. And go ahead and write down your work. Great job. Got a bonus dog to pet on the way over to track my progress. All right, so we're going to add just a little bit of plyometrics to finish off this circuit. Our third move is box jumps. If you're not up for jumping today, or it's not a good day for you to do like high impact, you be my guest. I still want you to get some elevation change, so you can come up onto an elevated surface and step down. And if you want a little bit more of the core engagement, you can add like a high knee to that. You can come up, you can march it up, you can step it down and just alternate sides. If you're up for plyo, remember how good plyometrics are for your joints, for your muscles. Jumping and explosive cardiovascular movements are really good for your heart health because it's a short amount of cardio, and you're also getting the benefit of the resistance, which comes from gravity, as you translate that through your feet. So we're going to go ahead and load our weight in our feet, get ourselves back away from our elevated surface. Then we're going to explosively pop up and fully extend our hips at the top. You can step or jump down. I'm going to start the timer now. We're going to do this first set for a minute. So pace yourself. Fully extend your hips at the top. And remember, you can always slow it down and take that low impact version anytime. And you're still getting a great workout. I've got a pretty low surface to jump up onto, so I'm adding the element of a little bit of a knee up as I come up to challenge myself just a little farther. Come on, rock stars, you got this. Woo. About 30 seconds or less to go. Up, step it down, or jump it down, your choice. seconds. Woo! Come on, let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Catch your breath. I want you to write down that you did a minute of box jumps. Give yourself a quick breather. I gotta catch my breath. Those are fun, fun, fun. All right, we are going to do our second set of KANG squats. And just like we did in our first circuit, I invite you to go up a little bit in weight because we're gonna go down in reps. We're gonna try for about 10 reps this second set. So I invite you to take a look at how much resistance you used for the 12 reps and go a little heavier than that if you have that opportunity. Bend your knees always when you're picking up weighted objects or putting them down. Find a spot on your mat that your dog hasn't taken over. Step your feet out about hip distance, shoulders back, core braced. Send the hips back into a squat. Then straighten the legs, bringing your hips up. Keep those weighted objects in close to your shins, and then press your hips forward. Once again, squat it down, straighten the hips, powerfully come up. Lots of glute and hamstring engagement here. Getting double trouble on the deadlifts today. Yes, I did this on purpose. Right on. Going for 10 reps. Remember, if you feel, oh, I could probably do more like 12, just do the 12. Do the 12. You want to go with the amount of weight you've selected, and calibrating that isn't always like perfect. So see how you feel. I got one left. When you're done, we're going to bend the knees, setting down those weighted objects, recording our work, recording our weight. And we'll move on to our press, round 2. Now what I really wish is that I had an incremental 2-pound increase for my next set, but I don't. So I'm probably going to use the same amount of weight. I'm going to go up this time, up 5 pounds, but I'm probably going to stick with that for the next 2 sets. So our goal is 10 reps this time. I'm probably going to be around 8 reps for the next 2 sets, and that's absolutely fine. Remember, our chest is nice and warmed up, so don't worry if you're going a little heavier in this second circuit and getting lower reps. It's all good. Okay, I'm going to choose my weights. I'm going to do these seated again, but standing is also great, by the way. It's awesome. See how I do. Bring the arms up, chest height, out, press, and down. Nice and smooth and controlled. Keeping that core braced. Nice job. Reps is your goal, or if you're just at 8 like I am, stick with that. Maybe you're up at 12 because you didn't have a lot of increments to switch through. Also great. Do what you can with what you got, and when you're done, go ahead and write down your work. When you are done, we're going to do our second set of box jumps, but you only have to do 45 seconds this time, so we're actually going to get a little bit of a break coming down in time. Take your time though, you don't need to rush to do this. Remember, you have the option to do the step up with the marching knee instead of the jump, or to switching to that at any point if you start to get too winded. Here we go. Let's load the weight in our heels, get our arms into it, and explode, and step or jump it back down. Let's go. Come on. You got this. Awesome work. 15 seconds to go. Hang in there. Stay focused. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one. Finish strong. Nice job. Write down that you did 45 seconds of box jumps. Take a little breather. Catch your breath. And now we're going to go through the series with 8 reps for these 2 moves, these 2 strength moves. So take a look at how much resistance you use for the KANG squats and see if you have opportunities to go a little heavier in weight this set. What would drop you down to being able to only do about 8 reps? And it could be a range of 8, right? It could be 6 to 9, like whatever. It's all good. It doesn't have to be the exact number. It's just a number that you can use for calibration purposes to help you choose a good amount of weight for this strength training. All right. Feeling good. Go ahead and bend your knees to pick up your chosen resistance. And step your feet out about hip distance apart, shoulders back and down, bracing that core. We'll send the hips back into a squat, and then we'll press the hips back, straightening the legs, keeping the weighted objects in close to our body as we powerfully press our hips forward again, squeezing the glutes at the top. Remember, we want about 8 reps here, and it's all good if you're doing more or less. Keep breathing. Think about having a head and neck that are nice and neutral, that follow your spine as you move through this. Last one for me. Bend the knees when you finish your set. Just set down your weighted objects, protecting your back. Record your weight and reps. Take a quick breather. And we will do our last set of presses, overhead presses. Once again, I'm going to use the seated option, and I'm going to stick with the same amount of resistance I used last time. You'll find that you do that for certain moves. It's all good. I want you to go down to closer to 8 reps. So whatever amount of resistance gets you there, that's good. Get your weighted objects. I usually start with them on my knees, set my chest up, brace my core, bring those weighted objects up to a 90-degree bend, and then out to the side and press overhead. In, out, and press. Count your reps. Keep your core braced. Don't let your back arch. When you get to the top of your rep range, you can set your weighted objects aside. Record your work. And this is our last set of box jumps. And in this last set, I'm going to knock another 15 seconds off of the amount that you need to do. So it's just 30 seconds, just going to power through this last set. You're probably starting to feel fatigued, starting to get a little tired. So it's just a last little push. And then we're going to do one final set of KANG squats, and you're done with today's workout. So awesome, awesome job. All right, get yourself set up behind your elevated surface. Oh, that wind feels amazing. All right, ready, set, go. Explode or step up. Explode and fully extend your hips at the top. Great work. Come on. We got this. Just 15 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Take a quick breather. Feel free to write down that you did 30 seconds of box jumps. And we're going to just do one final 4th bonus set of the KANG squats. And I'd like for you once again to get
you know, that low rep range, heavier weight, so you could use the same amount of weight you used for your last set. Find your weighted objects, bending the knees to pick them up. And we'll start once again, feet hip distance, shoulders back and down, core braced, squatting it down, then straightening the legs, powerfully coming up. Keep those weighted objects in, grazing your shins as you work through this. Last set, best set. Count your reps. Last one for me. Woo! Awesome job. Bend your knees to set your weighted objects down. Record your work for that fourth set. And you rocked that workout so hard. And if you're in Rock Your Life, you can find the recommended cool down stretching video that goes with today's workout just below the video in the class library. And if not, no worries. And I'd love to see you in Rock Your Life, where we have an amazing class library with over 1,000 workouts to choose from of all different types. Everything from bar to kickboxing to circuit training to body weight workouts, all kinds of super fun variety for you to never get bored, always be excited about your workout, plus an amazing women's fitness support community where myself and the Team Betty Rocker coaches are there daily to answer your questions, support you, as well as all of the other amazing women from our community around the world. It's such an uplifting, positive space, and we would love nothing more than to support you on your journey. Plus, we have challenge programs. So if you're looking for a workout program to give you focus so that you can really make some serious progress, we have all these amazing challenges, dozens of fabulous challenges of all types, of all different lengths. So there's really something for everyone, and we would love to welcome you where you can enjoy all the bonuses, the healthy recipes, all the support for your 4 pillars of health. So grab a 30-day trial to rock your life and check out what it's all about, and I would love to have you in there. As always, I'm Betty Rocker. You are so awesome and amazing. Thank you so much for working out with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Bye for now.